Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the Meta Madness Tournament Qualifier number 2, day number 2. We are in the lower bracket quarterfinals with Vinland Raiders versus Three-Legged Cat. The winner of this moves on into the lower bracket semifinal, and the loser will be going home. There are still 3 more qualifiers. There's Qualifier 3, 4, and 5 available. We will be doing casting for all of that. I will be destroying my sleep schedule for your entertainment. I hope to see you all for all of those weekends of fun and fantastic casting. But let's get into it. We're going to Battlefield of Eternity for map number 1 in our second best of 3 of the day. And if you're sitting at home like Bahamut, we were just talking about amazing car games. How are we talking about maps of Heroes of Storm? I don't know where I am. I got you covered. Don't worry about it. The coin flip is won by Vinland Raiders. They opted for first pick priority. Sky Temple and Infernal Shrines were banned out by Three-Legged Cat. Vinland Raiders banned out Garden of Terror and Brax Assault out because they don't like fun. And Battlefield will be chosen by Three-Legged Cat, giving Vinland Raiders, of course, that first pick priority as they won the coin flip and opted for it. We are in the style of Meta Madness for the drafts, and that means that there are that means that heroes that are picked and played are unavailable for future maps in this best of 3. We will have a best of 5 later on today, but that'll be in a few maps. We actually have a lot of Heroes of Storm content for all of you before all of that, on some best 3s in this qualifier. Baseline bans for the tournament will be Genji, Hanzo, Anduin, Blaze, Diablo, Brightwing, Vala, and Hogger. They are perma-banned in the entire tournament. They do not need to be banned at the top of the screen. Bans at the top of the screen only pertain to the current map draft. So if we head to Cursed Hollow for map number 2, oh, that's just rude, Vinland Raiders. If we head to Cursed Hollow for map number 2, we could see a Cho'Gall if Vinland Raiders aren't a bunch of flippin' cowards. Just saying. Good to see you, Lard. I hope you're doing well.
Ahoy, ahoy.
Hope you and the family are nice and cozy. Give them all a pat for me. Fun playing D&D with you two last night. Technically, you 4. I'm sure the puppies have a lot of opinions on some of the spells we use and decisions we make. I swear that is all it is holy. If there's a Cho'Gall, I'm gonna lose my mind. Damn it! By the way, Foo Fighter, good on you for being a good dad. It's not easy, but you know, good on you for trying, man. My mom always talks about like that. It's just that it's not easy. So good on you, man. Sylvanas and Anubarak will be the first 2 picks on the right-hand side for Three-Legged Cat. Chromie will be the starting pick for Vinland Raiders here on Battlefield of Eternity. Lucio, Li Ming, Cho, and Garrosh will be banned away. Can someone repeat what he said about the tourney bans? Genji, Hanzo, Anduin, Blaze, Diablo, Brightwing, Vala, and Hogger. Those are the 8 bans on the entire tournament. Those heroes will not be available. There are other heroes that can be voted on eventually down the road, whatever. Region game developers with a game, there just isn't money in it. Ugh, I hate that. That's a poopy opinion to have. Tyrael will be banned away. Do Vinland Raiders ban out the Cho? Thank you. Oh, my pleasure. Now give me your prime gaming. Give it to me. Welcome to the stream, Keen. No, they ban a Greymane. Okay. I mean, it makes sense. Greymane with a Nubrak at their dive buddies. Sylvanas also has good mobility and dive potential. Speaking of mobility, Lucio is banned away for the healers, so not going to see any sort of movement speed augment with him. Chromie, Tracer, Malfurion is a great combo on the left-hand side. You know, it'd be great, actually, for Vinland Raiders, a Muradin. Oh, we're going to get, is this, Uther? Solo heal Uther? Or will we see extra support in there as well? Solo lane Chen. Genji, Hanzo, Anduin, Blaze, Brightwing, Hogger, Diablo, and Vala you missed. Hogbutt. Genji, Anduin. Yeah, so Genji, Hanzo, Anduin, Blaze, Diablo, Brightwing, Vala, Hogger. Last 2 picks on the left-hand side. As I said, I love the Muradin if they go into it. Ooh, Mal'Ganis instead. Okay, time to feed. Mal'Ganis and Yrel, so good control. Honestly, I'd really love the draft of Vinland Raiders. I wonder what we're going to wrap this up with. Are we going to go for another support? Are we going to look for a Zarya or something like that? Is the Uther going to be enough? Do they want more damage? They want a way to get into Chromie. I doubt they go into a Medivh. I don't think they want to go Medivh on Battlefield of Eternity. Need a light? I guess there's no voice line for it. Need a light. Blaze rounds out the draft for three-legged cat. Uh-oh. Something broke. Something wasn't right. What does that mean? Drac is lagging. Well, Blaze is not the last pick, because he's permabanned in the tournament. Yeah, Blaze is not the last pick, because he is permabanned. Yeah, he is. So I don't know... They haven't said anything. Well, we'll get the player back in here. I don't know if we're going to go through the full draft again. Isn't Blaze banned? Yes, he is. Do we redo draft? It looks like screen froze. Looks like the last pick is Jimmy. Looks like the last pick is Raynor. Okay, the last pick was a Raynor. Last pick is a Raynor instead of a Blaze. Start prediction. Which... I guess I could just use this one. Which team wins Battlefield of Eternity? Vinland Raiders versus Three-Legged Cat. Players will... Alright, so yeah, it is a Raynor instead of a Blaze. So we got that figured out. Thank you, Ninja. I appreciate that, bud. Do you have it set for... Let me, unpin after manual. Oh, you set it to manual. Perfect. Thanks, bud. I appreciate the pin. I appreciate the pin. Thank you. All right, let's load on in, everybody. It's Jimmy. This is Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy right-click. Oh, he meant to pick TLV. Yeah. I mean, you run it like June did back in CCL Season 2. Season 1, Season 2? Can't remember which season. June running Vikings in top lane Battlefield of Eternity and making it work, and people are like, see? It's like, no, don't go see. It's because June is June. That's the difference. On the right side of Battlefield of Eternity, map number 1 in our second best of 3 of the day. Thank you all for joining me here. We've got Hong on the Sylvanas, Dark to play Raynor, Captain Rex, Slammin', Jammin', Stunnin' with Uther, Mopsio diving in on a Nubarak, and last but not least, we've got Chen. I don't know what that was. High-Wraith is gonna play Chen. Left-hand side of the map, we're looking at Vinland Raiders, a Sven, Urel, Hunter Orc, Malfurion, Zero 2 on Tracer. Chromie to be played by Nano, and you get 1 per game, 1 per series, a Joanne to play Mal'Ganis. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, the level 1s are at the bottom of your screen, and the Twitch prediction has begun. Who is going to win map number 1, Vinland Raiders or Three-Legged Cat? The prediction's up and available. You got 2 minutes to go ahead and get your gambles in as Mal'Ganis and Malfurion will lock down Mopsio for a moment, but this Anubarak will not be squashed. By the way, if you're not following the stream and you want to use and you want to do some gambling, following the stream gets you a nice hearty chunk of channel points. If you'd like to resubscribe or subscribe to the stream, that does the same. It also helps us, grow the channel, continue our full-time streaming. So any support and all support is much appreciated. And of course, as always, if you're watching over on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. Growing the YouTube channel does help us out. If we can get to 1,000 subs on the YouTubes, we can monetize the channel, make a little extra bandit buck money. Rotation to the top lane. Sven might get dove on by Mopsio. High-Wraith. Oh, they're waiting for Avenging Wrath, maybe? No, Chen goes in with the flying kick. Sylvanas gets a couple more autos, but no kill. Silver Touch level 1 for the Uther at 35 out of 80 stacks. Got a few things with that as well. So the quest reduced the damage from heroic sources with devotion. After reducing damage 40 times, Holy Light's mana cost is reduced from 80 to 60, and then completing out Silver Touch. After reducing damage 80 times, Holy Light's mana cost is reduced to 40, and its range increased by 50%. Chen gonna go into the Freshest Ingredients level 1, picking up those regeneration globes, as the Impaler camp in top lane was helped by Sylvanas. We could see Deadly Strike at level 4, which has got some good synergy with the level 1, since Deadly Strike deals extra damage when you have brew after drinking, and Freshest Ingredients makes it so that your fortifying brew shield persists indefinitely. So it's a good synergy with the 1 and 4, as Uther is not... Ooh, Uther's not going to the beach. Chromie tried to throw some sands, and Uther was like, no, I didn't bring my swimsuit today. No beach adventure for me. You're gonna bet on Raynor? Nice. Pro players can make anything good. Yeah, exactly. Imagine someone's talented at a character and they make it look good. Huh? Or talented at a video game. Alright, so at Horrible Anomaly level 2, level 4 for Chromie. Possession from Sylvanas level 4. There's that Deadly Strike, as I had mentioned, for Chen. Top lane Fallen Shaman. It's going to crash into the fort front gate, or actually it's going to be 50%. Yrel and Tracer to clear that out. There's a root, there's a Fellclaw stun into Uther, but Captain Rex is able to back away. A lot of pressure being applied into Captain Rex consistently here. No kills yet on Battlefield of Eternity map number 1. Is this top lane, or I guess the upper portion of the objective phase, being raced down a little bit faster? Seems like Vinland Raiders get the first 50%. Just by about 1,100 or so. Back down into bottom lane, more soak to be had really quickly, pushing up the wave. And the objectives will go to race potential sides. Nano on the left-hand side going to get burrowed in by a Nubrak. Mopsio looking for some damage, but the Emerald Dreams puts Captain Rex and Mopsio to sleep. Uther's done with his Silver Touch. On the right-hand side, though, Raynor's being pressured by Zero. Tracer's trying to get the kill onto Raynor, at least. Lands the Pulse Bomb. Raynor continuing to apply that pepper and apply that damage onto Alarian. Zero mounts up, and that is Mal'Ganis to go down. First blood in favor of Three-Legged Cat. Raynor's still working on that right-hand side. The left is getting a little bit low. 3,200 to 3,007. Nubrak has to burrow away. And Raynor, I think, will be able to get this this objective phase. He's going to stab his way through Alarian, and Belith will be spawning in the bottom lane. No, it's top lane. I think yeah, bottom lane already had some damage. Hold on. Sylvanas, can she close the distance for another for a kill? Doesn't look like it. Thank you all for the gambles. We have 11K to 5K, so we got some good predictions, some channel points to go around to the community. As it looks like Belith will be left to his own devices in top lane. Chen's going to rotate up there, but Sylvanas activates the Black Arrows. Zero's got a recall. Not a whole lot of mana left on this Sylvanas, but they do have good damage in those Black Arrows, as I mentioned, locking down the fort front gate. Mopsio keeping those autos coming out. Did go into shield build so far. Actually, didn't go into... He didn't go into Carapace at level 4 for the Shed Exoskeleton's movement speed. Top lane Belith does get the fort front gate, and this will be almost 50% of the fort going down. Nicely done as Chen continues his pressure in this top lane with the minion wave. Pops the stagger and does end up spreading some of his flame, the accumulating flame, onto the Chromie, so the tower shots will push him back. But hey, I mean, Chen gets a ton of value here in top lane. Stagger... No. There we go. It is, oh, it's Breath of Fire. Sorry, Withering Flame is a talent. Withering Flame is the purple level 4 that reduces spell power, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a 60% spell power reduction, if I remember correctly. But Elusive Brawler was activated really quickly, gives some movement speed to Chen for 2 seconds, also avoids any sort of auto attack damage coming in. Freshest Ingredients is finished out. Sylvanas gets bopped by the Yrel as there's one Impaler still in bottom. Yrel gets instantly dismounted by the Sylvanas. Zero in top lane drops the Pulse Bomb into High Wraith, but that's about it. You drop the Pulse Bomb, you got some damage, and that's just stats right there. Slowing Stand's activated and actually canceled by the Chromie. Now Gannis looking for a Night Rush, can't find a target. There's a root on a Nubrak. He'll take a bit of a nap from the Emerald Dreams level 1, slowed by the Slowing Sands, but our second objective phase will be spotting here in the north-south positioning. blue side on, excuse me, the red Immortal, or the one that our blue team needs to race down, will be on the north side right there. As we get close to our level 10s, let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers. Get an idea of what the damage healing experience does look like. All questing talents at level 1 have been finished out by the Uther and Chen. As Night Rush is going to follow up the Fell Claws, there's a attempted Emerald Dreams root underneath, but Nubrak was able to burrow away, and no kill to be had into the big bug, as only one kill's been achieved, and that's on the side of Three-Legged Cat. But the second objective phase is here. Mopsio dropping quite quickly, gets some shielding from his Carapace. Also did go into the Nerubian armor level 1, so increases his spell armor up to 65. And High Wraith is able to back away. Uther and the rest are moving down towards bottom. Stun onto Sven. Dark is going to pepper in onto Yrel, and then just moves over to the objective for racing. Speaking of racing, this is going to be Vinland Raiders getting the first half of the Immortal. At top lane Fort, still sitting on a sliver of HP. Chromie pre-taps the well. 10 talent tier here for both. No Banshee. No Rainer's Raider for Rainer. Nubrak is going to drop the cocoon into Mal'Ganis. He's going to be broken out. Wailing Arrow, Divine Shield, Wandering Keg, Hyperion on the opposing side, Tranquility, Slowing Sands, Carrion Swarm, and Tracer's got the Sticky Bomb. As you see, Mopsio slowed that AoE increase for the Pulse Bomb. Mopsio unable to burrow charge away. That will be the first kill for Vinland Raiders. And Chen goes in onto Zero, but I don't think they're going to be able to find that Tracer. Cleanse onto Sven. Divine Steed to try and get away fast, but it's immediately dismounted. Tracer still hovering around towards their Immortal. And we're at 9,991 to less than 8k. As Tracer, Mal'Ganis move in for that race. Sylvanas was trying to lock down the tower on bottom and try and push in the wave. If won by the side of Three-Legged Cat, this will be going into the bottom lane, as that's the more well-defended lane. Hold on, Chen taking a whole lot of damage, gonna try and drink through the pain. Pops the stagger, activates the Wandering Keg, will be time stopped by Chromie. Sylvanas is doing her best to try and rush out of this one. Mal'Ganis looking to chase in. Rainer getting some decent damage. Cocoon immediately into Mal'Ganis. Sven still working on the Immortal. Let's see, so this, if Sven wins this for the team, it's going to go into, I actually don't know which lane is more well defended on the opposing side, but it is going to be a blue Immortal for Vinland Raiders going into the top lane. Valerian's going to be dealing over 1,100 damage, I do believe, at this point. He's actually dealing 666 damage, totaling up to 1,332 into structures. As the 13 talent tier is going to be coming through soon. Chromie about to respawn. We already have Mal'Ganis and Malfurion getting some health and mana in the Hall of Storms. And it looks like actually the same plan, different team. Vinland Raiders going to try and push in through the bottom lane and let the Immortal do Immortal things on top. But Raiders going to make quick work of this Immortal. It's going to get the Fort front gate and a couple autos on the fort, as Sylvanas is already rotating to bottom lane. Wandering Keg is up and available for Chen if he can find a target to bop back towards his allies. Hunter Orc might be the target, and that's absolutely it. Nice positioning from the Wandering Keg. Pulse Bomb from Tracer. Divine Shield on the Sylvanas. She dives in deep and finds the kill into Malfurion. Yrel avenging Wrath away, and he Righteous Hammer to bop back the enemy. Ciro's the target of a bit of damage. Chen flying, kicking in with some sustained damage of that Rainer. If time stops unstoppable, is it truly unstoppable? These are the questions that keep us up at night. Like, you never really stop clapping, just the time between your hands colliding together increases. This is stupid. Hyperion summoned by the Rainer, the Tomato Cannon dealing 1,332 damage into structures. Might be able to take down this fort. Is there one more shot from the cannon? Yes, it will confirm it. As the fight will continue. Mal'Ganis looking for some Fellclaw stun action, but it won't be happening. Malfurion does fall. Mal'Ganis goes down. Three-Legged Cat finding the double kill. Decent wave in top lane, shredding through the fort here, but minions don't fixate onto structures like catapults do. So it gets some decent damage, but with the minion wave arriving, Chen will be able to clear this out. And the Immortal phase, third one of the game, Going to be starting out here. Right, it's on defensive sides. So if you're wondering how I know this, look at the minimap really quickly. I'm going to swap to the Mopsio vision, and you'll see that the targeting will change. It'll change to axes on the left-hand side, shield on the right. If I let go, it's going to swap. So naturally, when you're in caster mode, you see where the blue side defense and race are. Defense being shield, axes being what you need to race down. In your own games, it's always going to show it for your side. So just if you're ever wondering when you're watching, like, oh, how do I tell who's spawning where based on what team? It's naturally for the blue team's vision. So bottom lane camp is pushed in a little bit. That's going to be onto the fort right now. It seems like is... Yeah, okay, so Sylvanas will break away and go clear that out. I was wondering if they were going to sacrifice the bottom lane fort just to get the first half of the Immortal phase, but no. Sylvanas activates Black Arrow. She uses possession on a minion or two, clears out that camp. Yrel has cleared out any sort of pressure in the top lane. Yrel, she's going to be discovered by Chen. Damage coming in from Raynor. Pulse Bomb onto him as well. Keep zooming out because we have such a split setup between the two teams. Yrel immediately rushes to top lane for another wave. Gets that 14 talent tier scaling. Or at least level 14 scaling. It's not really a talent tier. So at least the scaling is equal between both sides. Actually, I say that, nope, never mind. 15 just comes through. So a little bit, that 4% goes over the side of Three-Legged Cat. But it's not like they can't fight down without the 15 talent. Or 15 level. God dang. Sylvanas gets a hunting wave out. She's trying to get away from all this. Drops the Wailing Arrow. Wandering Keg to try and save Sylvanas as well. And that Wandering Keg, it's a lot of displacement. Ooh, maybe a turn onto the Mal'Ganis. Cocoon will connect into Malfurion from Mopsio. Hyperion coming through the enemy team as Yrel runs through all that damage, trying to get a nice healthy bar of HP from the Ardent Defender. Mal'Ganis will be going down around the objective, but I do think this chase on to Chen confirms the kill. Yrel takes down Chen. Now the fight in top lane brought up here. Some taps on the well from Three-Legged Cat, and Vinland Raiders will do the same. Nubrak burrows in onto the wave, lands the Impale onto Yrel. Zero looking to dive in. Pulse Bomb over 50% already. The third objective phase stalled out for the time being, as we still are on those defensive sides. Mal'Ganis is respawned, 5 seconds on the Chen. 2 to 7 in kills favoring the side of Three-Legged Cat as they hit their 16 talent here as well. Dark is going to the beach. A lot of sand thrown onto the Raynor. Sticky Bomb will slow him down. Cleanse from Uther applied. Divine Shield thrown out, and Captain Rex will not be falling. What? How is Captain Rex even alive? Sierra wants to get the kill and will be able to do so. Wandering Keg is going to bop this Tracer up against the wall. Huge Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas. Unfortunately, they just don't have enough damage to solidify or find a kill into the members of Vinland Raiders, and it's the blue team. Down 16 talent tier will be the one to come out on top of this engagement, finding the Uther, and they'll be getting the first 50% of this objective phase. Uther's still dead for 20 seconds. Sylvanas hearthing out. I do believe this is given away. They're actually in defensive positions. 16 talent tier on the left-hand side as well. Chromie starts things out with some deep breathing. Some Dragon Breath stacks. Deep breathing's level 1. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Sorry about that, chat. Chen flying kicks in. Uther's on his way back from the Hall of Storms. Zero's going to finish this out, or at least attempt to. 563 HP. Chromie might be able to drop some Dragon Breath sands onto that and end it. There you go. 1, 2. That'll be enough right there. Zero having a little back and forth with Chen. Time stop? Maybe. There's a root underneath, but a good cleanse from Captain Rex says no. There's not going to be any sort of kill into our Chen for the time being. And we'll get those talents back up at the bottom of your screen. Sylvanas stole a minion or so, but they all got to get to bottom lane as Larion's going to be dealing some decent damage this late into the game. 1,660 damage into structures currently. I do believe the bottom lane fort should fall in all of this. Larion will attack from range until that shielding goes down. Wandering Keg gets the split onto Hunter Orc. There's a stun. Oh my god. A good Wandering Keg pulls... Oh, I was like, Mal'Ganis is blind as a bat and then just gets hit with a cocoon, so he's just gonna sit in darkness for a while. Fell Claws are used to try and back a wave with a stun or so, and that will be the end of the chase. Clear out the Immortal in the bottom lane. Tracer and Yrel are gonna try and run to top lane. Maybe they can take down the fort, but Chen's already up here saying that's not gonna happen. 12 seconds on Wandering Keg. Captain Rex appears as well. Paler camp for the top lane. Malfurion just now respawning. This fort's still on a sliver of HP. The map is pretty equal between both sides. Night Rush onto a Nubrak. He's time stopped as well. Camp does go over to Three-Legged Cat. Carrion Swarm will be activated. Sylvanas haunting waves out. Wandering Keg is going to be pushing Hunter Orc towards the fort. Hunter Orc does go down. Can Tracer get a counter kill? Not into the Sylvanas, but Raynor will fall on the left-hand side. Night Rush in from Mal'Ganis, gets the sleep into a Nubrak. He's woken up by Chromie's Dragon Breath. It's just too stinky. It's just stinky Dragon Breath that wakes up Nubrak. 30 on Malfurion, 38 on the Raynor. The camp will be cleared out. The top lane forts are still alive on both sides. Oh, Zero 2, they want to slowly but surely push in and take down this fort, get the periodic catapult pressure and that passive experience gain from top and bottom. We will see a Yrel inside the cocoon, but she's broken out quite quickly. There's a stasis from Chromie. Longest stasis in the game. Nubrak burrows in. The stun from Uther. They're trying to take down Nano. The Fellclaws with the blind as a bat. And Wandering Keg is going to peel things away, though Yrel will find a kill into Uther. He's got some ghost heals. Another flying kick in from Chen as he taps well. Mopsio getting low here. Zero is going to back away as well. And the objective phase will be spawning. Both forts on almost identical HP. How much we got here? 1,447 to 1,537. So like a 20 difference. Shen is going to be met by a Righteous Hammer as the first half of the Immortal is going to be worked on here. Do have Raynor doing the same thing down in the bottom section, but it's not going to be as quick of a race. They find Chen, I think, in the bush right there as they drop the root. 20 talent tier, half a level to go. Fallen Shaman in top lane could convert or could confirm this fort, but looks like Yrel will make it up here in time, and the defensive positioning is in play from Three-Legged Cat, as it's less than a quarter of a level for that 20. Raynor was trying to soak up a bit more in bottom lane. Tracer pressuring the Chen. Pulse Bomb is fully charged. The Chromie will go for the upgraded Slowing Sands at level 20, the Unraveling. These roots from Malfurion's zone, if anything else. Every 0.25 seconds, enemy heroes slowed by Slowing Sands have their spell armor reduced by 10 up to 50. Slowing Sands persists for 5 seconds after being canceled. Camp and bottom grab, that's the 20 talent tier push. Redemption for the Uther, he's got the respawn. We'll actually have Raider's Roll in the top, or not in the top, sorry. We'll have Raider's Roll picked up by the Raynor. Rewind for Mopsio, Blink for Sylvanas, and untapped potential Wandering Keg for Chen. Increased Wandering Keg movement speed bonus from 70 to 125, and its armor bonus to 75 in its duration 3 seconds afterwards. Carrion Swarm activated by the Mal'Ganis. He does have that Seeker Swarm level 20. We have the Get Stuff from Tracer as well. Malfurion with the upgrade on his Tranquility. He's inside a cocoon for the time being. Righteous Hammer bobs Captain Rex back. Mal'Ganis activates Blind as a bat, and he just can't find any enemies. Left, right, left, right. Just getting general directions from your teammates. It's like getting directions from Twitch chat in a FromSoft game. Bottom lane will be cleared out. No, they're gonna rush out of here because there's some low health bars. Tracer wants to continue pressuring. I think Chen's fine here. There are dogs farting in this room, and it is very stinky. Appreciate that. I give these dogs delicious eggs, and they come and fart in my stream room. I love it. Such good puppies. Alright, the Immortal goes into the top lane, dealing probably over 2,000 damage at this point. Maybe close to 2,000 damage? Just over it. Look at that. It's like I cast this game for a living. Immortal is going to be worked on by Raynor as he splits into the top lane. Tracer blinking back, continuing to poke out here and there. Pulse Bomb's back up to full once again. Rel jumps in, gets the Divine Steed so she can back away. Immortal's still working on the top lane. Take a look here. Takes down the keep front gate. Starts getting a couple autos onto the keep. Between that and Raynor, it will be saved, but the top lane keep will be probably around 25% or so HP. Maybe a little bit more than that. They get eggs, you get beefs. Whoa! Never mind. I thought the Raynor was going to be able to save this. Unfortunately not. Top lane keep does go down.
Thus ends my assault on hell. I must rest for a time.
Alright, so one camp available in the top center, or the top of the map. Looking at other camp timings. 20 seconds on the bottom, 5 over there. Nubrak, they want this fort. They're like, can we get rid of this, please? So at least we have periodic catapult pressure against the consistent coming through top. Righteous Hammer onto Dark. Throws down the Hyperion. Wandering Keg, and I think that was actually just to get closer to the allies. Oh, Mopsio is going to get picked up on the left-hand side. Carrion Swarm. Seeker Swarm. Good cleanse from Uther. But he's going to be falling, and I believe this is going to be the beginning of the end. Keep's already gone. You've got, well, Uther has redemption, actually, and they're going to chase him down. They are going to chase down Uther, at least attempt to do so. It's only a dead Anubrak. Well, now it's a dead Uther. So do they go for the second keep, or are they going to look to just run past and go core? Time Trap goes down to tank some of the shots of this keep. Tracer accidentally gets a hit onto the enemy. Mal'Ganis going out. Zoning back the enemy members as well. 17 on the Anubrak. There's the Wandering Keg from Chen, pushing Mal'Ganis up into the wall. On the left-hand side of the fight, though, they want the kill into Sylvanas. They won't be able to get it. Her Will the Forsaken. No, she just had movement speed. She had the movement speed from the evasion fire. That's what it was. Or the evasive fire. Oh, it's not over then. All right. I thought they were going to be looking for the end. Not going to be the case. Vinland Raiders will get the first half of this Immortal phase as a camp will be grabbed on the right-hand side for some top lane pressure. We'll get the first half of this. Tap some wells, it looks like. Yeah, Chromium Malfurion could use a well tap. Tracer is complete. Oh, no, Tracer's got mana. Never mind. And the Immortals will, well, good news for the side of Vinland Raiders, go to the defensive side so they can finish out this camp. And then step into the enemy team that has, well, stepped into them. 8 to 10 in kills. That's a Night Rush cleansed out by Uther, but there's still going to be a root underneath the Mortal Stun on the left-hand side. They're looking for a Sylvanas. And she is trying to run out of here. Did use Bolt of the Storm. Gonna steal away a catapult, and she does go down to Tracer. Meanwhile, a Cocoon onto Urel. She'll be broken out quite quickly. Wandering Keg from High Wraith. Mopsio gets the Divine Shield from Uther. Seeker Swarm. Only gonna get the sleep onto Uther. As Anubrak will fall to the Tracer. Malfurion. In the bottom lane, catapults are arriving towards the core. Uther and Raynor got to finish that out, or at least clear it out. Chen's going to Hearth out as well, and this will be the Immortal going into, I believe, does it go top lane since there's no structures and there's that wave's more pushed out, I would guess? We'll find out in a second here. I think it's just RNG, honestly. Nah. I honestly have no idea at this point, because maybe it considers sidewalls? Nope, there's no sidewalls to consider. All right, well, not even sure what. I guess it just flips a coin and goes into a lane. Again, is setting up in the corridor on the low side here. Not gonna find anyone. 11 seconds on the Nubrak, excuse me. Chen gets some brew. He's got enough to share. Wandering Keg in. Zero's the target. Mal'Ganis gonna get bopped as well. And the Tracer gets the recall out. Chen pops He's a elusive brawler, so he's got the movement speed and gets away. Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas, I do believe, goes out as well defensively. Immortal's now on core, dealing over 2k damage into structures. They need this fight to end in like 2 seconds on the side of Three-Legged Cat, and they also need to kill the Immortal in about less than that. Well, not really, but either way, the Immortal will end the game here. Unfortunately, there's just not enough damage into the Immortal. Even if Vinland Raiders all ran away, they still win the game right now. GG, well played. A hard-fought map number 1 goes over to the side of Vinland Raiders. GG's. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the Meta Madness Qualifier number 2. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we have Vinland Raiders up in this best of 3 in the lower bracket quarterfinals. Winner goes on to the lower bracket semifinals. And Three-Legged Cat on the right-hand side are going to be looking to rally and take us into a map number 3 through Tomb of the Spider Queen. The members of Vinland Raiders won the initial coin flip, opting for first pick in map number 1. They banned out Garden of Terror and Braxis Holdout. Sky Temple and Infernal Shrines banned up by Three-Legged Cat. Battlefield of Eternity was the first map chosen by Three-Legged Cat, and they lost that. Three-Legged Cat opting for first pick priority, getting into map number 2. And we will be having Vinland Raiders choose to take us to Tomb of the Spider Queen, as Vinland Raiders are a bunch of filthy cowards, and they choose to ban away Cho. You know, at least we had a Cho'Gall yesterday. At least there was one Cho'Gall yesterday, so I will take that small and very tiny victory to the bank. Maiev will be banned away. Also, this is the Meta Madness style of draft, so heroes that are picked and played are unavailable. There's also 8 baseline bans. So currently, as we're getting into map number 2, there are 18 bans entering into this draft, plus you have the bans at the top of the screen. Those only pertain to the current draft, so if we do make it to a map number 3, and Lucio is not banned away, he can be picked and played. But heroes like Urel, who was played in the previous map, she is unavailable, as I mentioned. It's the Meta Madness style of draft. Cowards! I know, right, Harkin? I know, Harkin. These kids these days. They don't want to have fun. I mean, if you're going to ban Cho, ban Gall. Alright.
You know this, then why do you serve him?
Because he paid me a freaking fortune, moron.
You got paid?
Exclamation mark lurk activated. Folding laundry.
Oh, enjoy the folding laundry. Harkin, thank you for the tier 1 for 29 months. Thank you for almost 3 years of support. Actually, it's more like 2.5, but hey, we'll round up and say 3 years almost. All right, first 2 picks on the side of Vinland Raiders. We have a Junkrat to kick things off for Three-Legged Cat. It is a Rexxar Mephisto. All right. Maybe we see Alexstrasza for the side of Vinland Raiders. Rexxar Misha, Hunter-Gatherer level 4. Mephisto, Spite at level 4. Maybe Hysteria at 13, but we rarely ever see it. Tyrael can also be grabbed for Ardent Defender. Stitches could be grabbed with Hungry for More. But the Stitches will be stolen away. The Stitches is stolen away. Leorc taken as well. All right. So do the members of Vinland Raiders consider banning out the Alexstrasza? I don't honestly hate her banned away. I think Three-Legged Cat ran it in a previous map on Infernal Shrines. No, was that Dogs that ran it on Infernal Shrines? I think it was Dogs that ran it on Infernal Shrines, because the teams have swapped sides, so... Or not really swapped sides, but Three-Legged Cat was on the left for the last series. So either way, Stukov will be banned away. They're not going to worry about the Alexstrasza for the time being. Rexxar Mephisto, there's so much open. So much open on this draft for Vinland Raiders. Don't know what you want to prioritize here. Do you want to get rid of maybe variants so you don't have to deal with his charged con? Oh. Nano boosted Mephisto. Okay, so they'll get rid of the Ana. They will ban Ana as we get into our next two picks after the ban phase for Tomb of the Spider Queen. Gonna still need that healer, gonna need a main tank. I don't think they hyper carry Mephisto, but you just never know. Zarya is up if they want to lean into the shielding with that as well. Sergeant Hammer actually is up for both sides, or Sergeant Hammer's up as well. It's a Medivh, okay, with what? Medivh, Deckard, Cain. I don't really like the Medivh draft here for Vinland Raiders. What are they gonna pair into this? It's gonna be a hyper carry Mephisto, I assume. Is Murden still up? Falstead for the Gust, okay. Gust away the enemy. Still need a healer. What do they want? Okay, Mark, stun, lock someone in place, and burst down Medivh as they portal through. Main tank Zool. Okay. Vinland Raiders actually have a pretty cool draft. Vinland Raiders actually have a very interesting draft. We'll see how this works out for them. I think they could take the 2-0. I think they can take the 2-0. But it's not going to be easy. That's a certainty. I mean, Hook, Gorge, Tyrande, Lunar Flare follow-up, Entombs. Even, like, Hook, Gust. Like, Hook, Gorge, Gust is already great in itself, too. And if you just Gust, or if you just Gorge the Medivh, and you stun him, he's dead. No portaling. We'll have to see what happens, though, here in map number 2. Who do you guys think's gonna win this? I feel like Three-Legged Cat has got a draft to take us to a map 3. But Vinland Raiders, they got a Medivh, and that's the scary part. On the left-hand side, Vinland Raiders looking for a 2-0 here in map number 2. In our second best of 3 of the day, we still have many more games for all of you at home. Sven playing Rexxar, Misha, of course, played by Misha, Nano on Mephisto, Hunter Orc, throwing shapes with Deckard Cain, Joanne Ayaya on Zool, and last but not least, Zero on Medivh. On the right-hand side, looking to take us to a map number 3 through Tomb of the Spider Queen, Mopsio Stitches, High Wraith, skeletally swinging with Leoric, Hong on a Falstad, Dark to play Junkrat, and Captain Rex on the Tyrande. Let's go ahead and get your gamble going right now. Which team's going to win Tomb of the Spider Queen? That is Sentinel connecting. Flare from Sven once again. We did see this yesterday as well. Thank you for the gamble alert. Get your predictions in as to who wins Tomb of the Spider Queen. Will it be a 2-0? Or are we heading into a map number 3? We'll have Backlash from the Zool at level 1. Might have actually been activated already. I can see that little AoE around him. And Tyrande's the first kill. First blood over 2. The members of Vinland Raiders. Nice little start right there. They take out the healer and go into their double soak rotations. Rexxar, Misha chilling in the bottom. They do have that flare, so Hung Liu is going to be scouted out. Stitches actually goes down in top lane. My apologies. Didn't even see the health bar dropping down. Didn't even catch that, but an early double kill for Vinland Raiders. As Stitches, by the way, is going to be going into Hungry for More. Falstad, Gathering Storm, picking up 5 stacks thus far. Extra one-timers on the Junkrat, Flare as we mentioned, Portal Mastery, Sapphire for the Deckard Cain, reducing the hero hit when applied to 60 or by 65%. Sentinel goes out, scouting to see if they're on the camp. No one is there. Hold on, Haradra Q, but Deckard Cain and friends cannot get the kill into Leoric. He will tap well, but I think this is a camp given away. I mean, Mephisto, Deckard, Rexxar, and Misha. I mean, technically there's 4 enemies down here. Medivh is still floating above, scouting out on the enemy's rotation. Tyrande's made it down here as well. Stitch is on his way, Medivh as well. Mephisto jumps in, Leoric's on the point, Sven as well. Captain Rex is the target of a whole handful of damage, and Hunter Orc steps in looking for the kill. Medivh's the one to get it. 8 stacks on his baseline. Sven will fall to the Falstad. This is a massacre, or excuse me, this is a little bit of a brawl over this camp, and it does go to the side of Three-Legged Cat. 12,000 to 37,000. We got some good odds on this game. Thank you, chat, for participating. Auto attack for Falstad at level 4. Hammer gains for a little more sustainability. We will see the paralyzing rage on Leoric that increases his skeletal swing slow by 20%, so he's now got a 60% slow when he hits people with that Q, or that skeletal swing. Take a look at who's holding what when it comes to gems. The vast majority of them on this main tank Zul, who's going to back away, doesn't want to get hooked in by the stitches, doesn't want to drop those gems, because the allies are not too close by at that time being. Looks like we might have a camp on the left-hand side. No, we're going to be seeing... We're going to see more soak as Zul... Sorry, I lost myself there on the mini-map. Actually, Zul's going to just sneak the 24 turn in. Nicely done. There's 44 gems for Vinland Raiders, 20 in the pockets, 24 already turned in, 31 in the pockets of Three-Legged Cat, as a couple kills might have yielded those, or excuse me, forced the drop. Root, Decker Cane Scroll of Sealing, there's a Concussion Mine into the Zul, he's going to be right next to the Tyrande, gets the Force of Will from Zero, portaling allowing them to jump between that top and turn-in location. Leoric has to Wraith Walk out of this mid lane. He's going to avoid the stun or the root from Uther. Hey, Lazy Hydra. What's up, bud? Good to see you. Thanks for coming by the stream. It's so weird to be starting stream 2 hours early, because like when 9 a.m. hits, it's like, this is when I normally start. Sven, he's going to take some damage, but no kill. No Tyrande Owl kill. 5 regeneration globes for this Rexar, as we have another Bone Prison onto Mopsio, a follow-up Scroll of Sealing from Deckard Cain. And Mephisto picks up the 17th stack on the Unyielding Power level 1, jumping in as Misha does go down to Leoric. Excuse me, we do have level 7. Uh-oh, hold on, Nano. There's a portal set up by Medivh. Still floating around just above. He's got Portal Mastery, so no big deals. But it looked a little scary. It looked scarier than it was. Bone Prison onto Leoric. He's going to be able to Wraith Walk out, but gets chunked down to like 20% or so. Turn-in is available for both sides. 10 needed on the left. 32 needed to be turned in on the right. Don't ask how I thought it was 20. I was just reading the number. That's what it was. My math isn't that bad. We'll have 10 Talentiers soon. We'll cycle through those numbers in a moment. Sven sidesteps the hook, gets hit with the Sentinel. Mopsio with a slam delay. Hold on. They're looking at Leoric. Falstad flies in. Still no 10 Talentier. A root onto Tyrande. Flare goes out as well from Sven, just providing consistent vision around the area. And this will be our blue web weaver turn-in. Looks like Zul was able to get those last bit in. Was that Zul or Medivh? It looks like it was Medivh, maybe. Zul still has got 10 in the pockets, or 10 in the bank. Oh, ooh, there's a charge onto Mopsio. Mephisto jumps in as well. Almost Nano getting the kill there in bottom lane. But here comes the first web weaver phase. And this will be over to the side of Vinland Raiders. How much value can they find? Zul goes to top. A few enemies or allies in mid. Rexar Misha still chilling in the bottom lane. Want to open up bottom a little bit further. Mid gets cleared out for practically free. Well, they get the fort front gate. 2 towers will remain in mid. One of them going down in top. And that's the end of the top lane siege. Falstad clears that out. Emerald applied to the stitches. You see that negative 75. There's also that kind of green haze around the Haraja Cube. The portal in, the Leyline Seal will connect onto Junkrat. Durance of Hate following up, and 2 heroics get the kill. Misha runs right through the total mayhem, but they want more. They want to take down Stitches. Skeletal Mages will be summoned, taking some tower shots here and there. A gorge onto Misha. That's not who you want to be gorging. Medivh is done with his Arcane Rift baseline stackage. Entomb from Leoric locks onto Zero. Pops the Force of Will on himself. Or the Arcane Barrier, excuse me. Oh, it is Force of Will. I'm just an idiot. Arcane Barrier just sounds cool. Another flare to go out. As we always like to mention, it's got 100% uptime. It's 20-second activated time, 20-second cooldown. The moment you throw it, the cooldown activates. So pretty much when it expires, you just throw out a new flare. I guess it's not technically 100%, but you know what I mean. Stay a while, listen, Durance, Leyline, Skeletal Mage's Boars. On the opposing side, it's the Entomb, Riptire, Gust, Starfall, and Gorge for the Stitches on Three-Legged Cat. Gonna get Bone Prison, but will back away. Falstad still soaking up top lane. 29 stacks on that Gathering Storm level 1. About 8 minutes in. One more stack will be able to get that extra jump in damage. Red Web Weavers will descend. Decker Kane tries to delay it with a Haraja Cube, but doesn't get it in time. Down in the bottom lane, Misha's just 1v1ing into Stitches. It's just mean, man. That's just mean, Dark. So here come the Red Web Weavers for Three-Legged Cat. Can they find some siege potential? Can he take down a structure? Top lane's looking... Well, it looks like it's going to be cleared up by the Zul quite quickly. Actually going to clean out the minion wave as well. Entomb does catch Zul. I was like, yeah, where are things going? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Falstad might have the auto attacks needed for this. A Q over the wall would be enough. Boom. Falstad gets his 30th stack. He finds the kill. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, the Durance of Fate will go out, and Tyrande traded as the bottom lane Webweaver will fall to the fort front gate. But since the Zul gets taken down in top, this is going to be the top lane fort to be converted, or at least demolished, on the side of Three-Legged Cat. Now, they leave the Webweaver, they break away so they don't get caught by a Leyline Seal or anything like that. Granted, Leyline Seal was already used. It's on 50-second cooldown. We're not at 16, so no Temporal Flux for the crazy cooldown reduction on that heroic. But top lane's got a massive wave. That will be cleared out easily. Mephisto makes quick work of this, especially with his Lightning Nova, and Zul to help out as well. 6-2 in kill. Vinland Raiders looking for that 2-0 to continue their run through the lower bracket. Stitches lands the hook onto Misha. I mean, quarter kill is still quarter of a heroic experience. Unfortunately, Deckard's around to provide some potions. Rexar's got the men, that huge bar of healing over time. They're looking to try and chase down Mopsio. The charge will come through. Boars are unleashed as well. Gust pushes back by Falstad, and that's the end of the engagement. Zuldo will be grabbing a camp on the left-hand side. He did go into this Curse Strike build with the Rapid Harvest and such. Deeve gets the portal to allow Zul to get into mid lane quickly, grab the soak, and maybe join in for the team fight. Seems like there might be one breaking out around the bottom objective turn-in area. Both teams have available turn-in. Another 9 needed for the side of Vinland Raiders. About 15 to be turned in for Three-Legged Cat. Captain Rex trying to back away. Drops the Starfall before going down. There is a Gorge onto our Zul on the north side of our screen. A Riptire from Junkrat floating around, and they will get a trade kill. Wait, hold on. Zul's not dead just yet, but he's definitely dead here. Falstad will be able to confirm that kill for the allies. 7-3 in kills in this trade. Zul and Tyrande. Not enough gems to be dropped for any sort of deny on the turn-in. And speaking of turn-in, that's going to be Sven getting the turn-in. The Durance of Fate will connect onto Stitches. Mopsio needs to get out of this. Throws a slam back. Now Leorc's the one who needs to Wraith walk out. Junkrat trying to provide some frag launcher poke damage. And the top lane Webweaver pushes things out, but mid lane I think might be the priority. No? Okay, mid lane is not the priority. Top lane is way far back. Is this a defensive turn-in? Does this get any... Oh wait, hold on. Portal into mid. Concussion Mine immediately splits Sven away. Mid lane Webweaver around 50%. One of the summonables of the Webweaver will go down. Zul continues to push out the top lane, trying to speed up the Webweaver push in that lane. Falstad will not be threatened by the Rexar. We do have Harsh Moonlight at level 13 for the Tyrande, so anytime a Sentinel is going to be hitting an enemy here, it will reduce their model size, but also reduce their speed and damage dealt by 35%. Huge... I was going to say, huge hook onto Misha to get the kill into her, but she's still alive. Taranda's the one to go down, to fall. Stay While Enlisted cancels the Riptire, but still, Stitches will fall just behind all of this. Falstead flying up towards mid lane. Concussion Mine splits Junkrat. He'll be picked off. It's a triple kill for Mephisto here, as Falstead and Leoric go to clear mid and top. And I love this. They're just leaving the minion wave and bottom. They're going to start working on the bottom lane keep. Oh, wait, hold on. They're going to grab this camp instead. 13 on Tyrande, 15 on the Stitches, 22 on this Junkrat for respawn time. Temporal Flux level 16 on the Medivh. You also have Ancient Blessings for Deckard Cain, as it's continued to be Curse Strike build for the Zool. The Red Web Weavers will descend, and this is going to provide a little bit of time and space for Three-Legged Cat to get back onto their feet. There's a better joke somewhere in there. 17.5 for Vinland Raiders as Zool is working on top lane. This Curse Strike build just making quick work of the wave. He's going to play it safe, though. Doesn't want to get hooked, doesn't want to get caught out of position. Medivh providing that vision floating above right now, so that's how Zool was like, oh, you know, I should probably not be here anymore. Meanwhile, mid lane, Mephisto and the rest are trying to poke out onto this wave. Mopsio looking for maybe an angle on a hook, going to take out the sidewalls here. Open things up a little bit further for maybe those angles on set hooks. We are post level 13, so 40% range increase on Stitch's hook from just hitting the level 13. Tower shots will zone back for a moment. Zool still working on top lane. A portal allowing Sven to get to bottom lane quickly here. I do think this fort will fall. Don't know if they can save it in time. Gold. Feign Death, I think, from Sven actually avoids that hook. The bottom fort will go down. Boars are unleashed. No 20, no kill command, but the slows are still in play. Mopsio hit with a huge emerald. The Gust from Falstead pushes a couple enemies right next to Stitches. He does end up going down. Captain Rex is the next target. Riptire from Junkrat says hello to a few. There's a root onto the Falstead, but he gets the flight in time. But it still will be a double kill, and the big thing to note is there are currently 91 gems in the pockets of Vinland Raiders. They will get the Webweaver summon. Zool will grab a camp from mid lane as well. Zero maybe baiting that he's all alone, that Leoric can get the kill. Mephisto jumps out. Nice job hugging Mephisto there. Leoric is avoiding some of that Lightning Nova damage. Half a level to go for 20 talents. God, I feel like I just said it was half a level. I thought I just said it was 17.5. Now we're looking at 19.5 for the members of Vinland Raiders. Those late game kills really bolstering the experience, and this Webweaver phase is going to guarantee the mid lane fort. I think Zool should be able to push up and take down the top lane fort as well, and that will be enough experience to push into 20 talents here. Zool's going to be able to shove into Leoric. Leoric is going to get the drain, which zones back this Zool in the top. Here comes the 20 talents here off the gate in the mid lane, actually. Mephisto trying to get some poke damage onto Junkrat. Feign Death onto, from Sven. Top fort does go down as mentioned. Medivh cheats. We don't see this crazy very often. Shade Lord for Mephisto. Pretty cool. Respect the Elderly for Deckard Cain. Stay well and listen. Cold Hand of Death. Increase the slow of Frost Mages by 20%. Every 5th Spectral Scythe that hits enemy hero spawns a Frost Mage instead of a Skeletal Warrior at their location. Leyline Sia with the Medivh cheats is on to 2. Boars Unleashed by Rexar with the kill command. It now has a root as well and deals more damage. Stay well and listen. Respect the Elderly on to 3. Mephisto trying to focus onto Leoric. Meanwhile, Sven on the right-hand side, I think it was gorged. He will be taken down by the core. It's 50 gems out of the 65 necessary, and Vinland Raiders will look to maybe get... No, Nano, you can't. Yeah. Ciro's got the vision for all of this, actually. Will they go for boss and top? Yeah, it looks like with Rexar dead for 45, but you gotta be careful of that Leyline Seal. 26 seconds on cooldown. They must be cooldown counting Medivh here. They have to know that he doesn't have it available. Now it's only 17, 16 or so seconds. Leoric is gonna leash boss. 10 more to go for that Leyline Seal. Nano will be slowed by Leoric. He does have that increased slow, as I mentioned. Portal set up if Nano needs it. Tyrande. Oh, great jump away with the level 20. Wait, he didn't use the level 20. Or did he? Oh, no, he did. He did. Sorry, my brain chunked there and didn't see it right. Okay, so activate to swap locations with Shade of Mephisto and refresh its duration, so, yeah. You also get all of the level 7s. Trying to delay out this turn-in. 9 gems to go. That's 3 waves for Vinland Raiders if they want the turn-in. Of course, 61 in the pocket. 61 already in the pockets of Three-Legged Cat. Leoric will get 16 in. Sentinel gets a bit of vision, gets the slap onto Sven as well. There's enough gems that Zul picked up through bottom. He's got 37. He's not going to go for the immediate turn-in. He's expecting the enemy down here because Ciro's got the vision on that Medivh. Mopsio sharking around, looking for the angle. Is there a Spectral Scythe delayed? Nope. Falstad gets the turn-in. 45 out of 60. Hook goes shy of anyone on the enemy team. 12-4 in kills, favoring Vinland Raiders. Mopsio looking for the turn-in of 8. They still need 7 on top of that. Dark's got the last little bit. Misha goes in. She's going to be trapped, and no delay on the objective turn-in. Okay. Slow onto Misha. She will go down. Picked off by Leoric. Buried alive. Leoric's almost done with Mithril Mace 16, by the way. Upgrade on the Starfall from the Tyrande. The Celestial Wraith. Celestial Wrath increased the slow of Starfall to 60% and caused it to apply Hunter's Mark to enemy heroes while inside of the area of effect. Stitches did go Gas Bag at 20, Wind Tunnel for the Falstad, and Mithril Mace is done at Leoric 16. 77 stacks on Falstad's level 1 and 32 regeneration globes for the Stitches. We're going to pull away the talents here so we can get a better view of what's going on. This might be a push for Three-Legged Cat to end the game, though if things go south, Vinland Raiders run across the map and they take this into 2-0. How do things unfold? We're about to find out. Mid lane Webweaver dropping to 50%. Bottom lane is still fairly healthy. Top lane cleared out quickly. Hook goes out from Mopsio, unable to land a hook, setting up for any sort of gorge. Looks like Zul manages bottom quickly. Mid lane's already cleared out, and this Webweaver phase pushes things in, but it doesn't confirm any structures. The Orc in top lane was trying to get some extra damage. He won't be able to take down the keep. Rexar should save. Catapult dealing decent damage, but it will be taken down before any sort of structural collapse. Any sort of structure to collapse. Boss still up and available in top lane. Not enough for a turn-in. Ciro just birding around. 45 in the pockets. Who's actually just... Is it one person? 21 on Mephisto. That's a big amount. Puts them at 58 if he can get that turn-in. Oh my god, Leoric gets chunked so very quickly. Leyline Seal goes out from Medivh. There was a cheat on that, looking for somebody. A helping hand allows Falstad to get to a better position. Misha's still threatening onto Leoric. Sven's going for the turn-in, gets 17 in, 10 more necessary. Nano's got it. Leoric wants to delay out, but that's suicide if he goes in for it. Hook, shy of Nano, and here come the Blue Webweavers for Vinland Raiders. Can they push to win? It's a tense game here. We're 21 minutes into Tomb of the Spider Queen, map number 2. How does this all go? How is this all gonna go here? Will Vinland Raiders be able to push in for win? I don't think so. Maybe if they get a kill or two. Mid lane is really low, and Leoric is trying to clear that out. Dear Lord, Leoric is just getting chunked right now. Medivh, Leyline Seal's up and available. Medivh is gorged. Is he going to drop Leyline Seal immediately? He's stunned out and dead. Buried alive from Leoric, gets a connection into Mephisto, who jumps out and gets the counter kill. 1 for 1. Webweaver in middle is just approaching the keep. Top lane Webweaver is still pretty healthy, honestly, and that's going to be a keep front gate. Falstad's going to go up there to clear things out. Stay a while and listen. Tyrande Starfall stitches Misha to be traded. Nano will be bopped away. They'll get the kill into Tyrande as well. This might be the push to end here. Bottom lane's still really healthy. Like, it's a decent wave. Zul's going to come down here. He's also got the ability to summon those skeletal warriors off of the minion wave. Mephisto and friends, they want to get mid lane keep. Leoric dead for 2 seconds more. Tyrande 46. Stitch is 37. Leoric has respawned. The Webweaver phase is cleared out. Top lane keep has already gone down. Mephisto jumps in. Decent damage onto Falstad. They can't take down the mid lane keep just yet. One minion. Misha's able to get it. So 2 keeps do go down. Zul is going to be able to get this camp quickly before anyone rotates onto him. Bottom lane wave is... Oh, Catapult's fixated onto this keep. Unless it's cleared out, I think they get this. Nah, Falstad clears it out. Boss to end. 15 on Tyrande, 6 on the Stitches. A kill on Leoric would be huge here. He's going to activate his level 1. Leyline Seal from Medivh is up and available. Stay a while and listen for Decker Kane. 33 out of the 70 gems necessary for the side of Vinland Raiders. 40 out of the 65. 6 of that also is already in. And Junkrat will get over to the Bruiser camp cleared out before it takes out their very important side wall gate. Bottom lane keep sits on a sliver of HP. As we take a look at these keeps over here, bottom lane fairly healthy, but the rest are around 25 or so percent. All right, Falstad's still in bottom lane. Man, this is, you can feel the tension here. Flare goes out. Stitches will tag the boss with that hook. Mopsio gonna be cleansed. I believe that's the self-cleanse from the gas bag. They're gonna feign on boss again. Misha actually tags it. Oh, okay. Siege Giants will be cleared up by Siege Giant cleared up by Falstad. Maybe once he shows down there, that's the green light for Vinland Raiders to look for a team fight. If Falstad shows down there, maybe they get a Leyline Seal onto 1 and play off of that. Vinland, they don't want to give this away. They don't want to make a stupid team fight choice and throw the game away that they've worked so hard at. I mean, it's 15 to 16 in kills. 1 keep remains. You've got all 3 of yours, albeit very low, but hey, you still have all 3 of your keeps. So that means you've got consistent catapult pressure up against their periodic. Webweavers maybe being attempted here. Who's got the last little bit of the turn-in? They need another 17, I think. And Junkrat's actually got the necessary turn-in. Bone Prison onto Mopsio. Pops the gas bag. Durance of Fate will be shy. Falstad on the left-hand side, looking for the wind tunnel maybe. The wind tunnel to push No! The stairwell is no! Falstad just helped the enemy team! Mopsio is going to go down on the bottom right of our screen. Junkrat goes out as well. Captain Rex to get picked off as well. Oh, no, no, no. The gust that helps the enemy. Decker Kane was like, oh, I'm too far for a stairwell. And listen, oh, you want to push me in? Okay, thank you. Oh, no, not like this. It all falls apart, and Vinland Raiders will be able to take map number 2 in our second best of 3 of the day. They're going to go ahead and try and confirm the Falstad before the core falls, but that will not be the case. GG, well played. Over to the side of Vinland Raiders. They move into our lower bracket semifinals. Not like this, man. Well, Cure doesn't have to feel worried anymore about having... We no longer need to call it the Cure Gust. Boy, that... Oh. Like, I saw what they were trying to do, but